How many times haven't you heard one of your colleagues or someone you know complain about their manager? Well, in this video, some research-backed ideas around why that might be going on and a question for you. Hi, I'm Campbell Such. This is Mindbite Thursday, your weekly dose of the human edge in technology. This week, a couple of research-backed ideas that might help put into context and put into perspective why so many of us have troubles with our managers at some point in our career. I'll finish with a question and I'll follow it up with a second part that will round it out and give you some answers in a future episode. So the two pieces of research, one comes from Gallup, the global research and consulting organisation, and the other one comes from a couple of guys, O'Boyle and Aguinis, who did some research around star performers. Firstly, Gallup. Gallup has found that only 3 in 10 people have the capability, ability, skills, aptitude to be really good managers. And of those 3, only 1 is a natural manager and falls naturally into management. The other 2 can become really good managers. They need coaching and mentoring and help and training and support and then ongoing support to then become really good managers, which means that 7 out of 10 people are never really cut out for management in the first place. However, how do we choose our managers? And maybe that's one of the reasons why we have so many challenges with managers, because typically what happens is we choose our best performing players in our teams and we promote those into team leader or management positions, and then we keep promoting them through. We tend not to train them in advance. We tend not to support them as well as we should. And what happens is when it doesn't work out for them, then they tend to leave and move on somewhere else, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. If you consider the All Blacks rugby team or Manchester United in the English Premier League, the football team, or the Green Bay Packers in American football, would the All Blacks take their star first 5 who can kick goals and control the game and put them in as a coach? Would Manchester United take their star striker and make them the coach? And would the Green Bay Packers take their best wide receiver and make them the coach? Well, most of us would say, no, that'd be crazy. Why would you take the good people out of the team and make them the coach? And that's right. And there's a couple of things there that kind of add up to make that really challenging for getting really good performance out of a manager and really good performance out of a team. First of all, why would you take your best players out and put them into a management role? Because that leaves a hole in the team that you have to fill. Secondly, how do we know they're going to be a good manager? Well, Gallup tells us that only 3 out of 10 are, so we've got a high chance they're not going to be. Secondly, what if they hate it? Even if they're any good at it, what if they hate it? So that they don't even know if they're any good at a manager, and then they leave when it turns out that they're not. So we need to change how we think about who we choose and how we move them through that process. And then the other piece of research is from O'Boyle and Aguinis, and it talks about, and they research star performers over a massive number of people and organisations. And what they found was that for the star performers, instead of it being a bell curve where you have a small number of poor performing people, most people sit in the middle and a few at the top end, which is the normal distribution or a bell curve, there's another curve called the power curve. And they found that 94% of star performers fit on a power curve when you look at it, and that is a curve that looks like this. It's an exponential curve with decay. And it turns out that on that curve, most people are below average, and a few star performers sit right up the top end, and their impact and ability to transform and change an organisation, a team and a business are massive. So if you take those guys out, if you take your best striker out, your best wide receiver or your best first 5 out of a team, you make a massive impact because the performance of those top guys is massively multiplied. Wow. So in part 2 of this 2-part series on how to get the best people into the management roles in our businesses, I'll add some more information that might help with your thinking and some thoughts and ideas that may be the genesis or maybe some solutions that we can apply to help solve the riddle of this. I'm Campbell Such. My focus is on helping self-motivated professionals, whether they're team leads, leaders, managers or individuals, evolve, grow and accelerate their careers to have the best, most successful careers in the shortest possible time they can. For more ideas that can help in this space, subscribe to the Integration Catalyst YouTube channel, the link below this video. That has a library of videos like this, all categorized into the various areas around human skills, quality networking, and lifelong learning that can help you grow and accelerate and evolve in your career. And if you'd like to see if I can help and you'd like to have a low pressure, informal chat around whether or not there might be a good fit between us to see whether I could help and how I might be able to help, reach out through the website, through my contact on the website or link below the video, and we can have a 15-minute chat around whether or not there might be a good fit, and you can make a call and decide how you want to go forward. So that's Campbell Such, Mind Bite Thursday for this week. Over and out. See you next week. Bye.